Welcome to video 94, where it's very bracing. We'll see in a minute. We'll carry on with this. Right, so I made a quick template for what I want, that steel piece right there. I just need to add a little bit of material under here further, because that's where the hole goes through. So I just want a little bit extra for strength there, because I will put like a couple of short gussets, probably each direction, if you know what I mean, just to add a little bit of strength. So that's not, this will be curved the other way around, as that's the inside, but it doesn't matter, they should be both same sides, so both sides roughly the same. So yeah, it'll be curved around, but I just want to have it so, because when it sticks out, I just want to add a little bit of bracing in there. So I've got a little bit extra in it, not a lot, just down the bottom here. So instead of basically, you know, another 3/8 of an inch sort of type thing, just hanging off the bottom half an inch. So I put another wheel, or one of these old cutting discs on here. Use a couple of small ones up first. It's one of those thicker ones, so I won't use that, because it's only one of that I've got left at the moment. I'll get this cut out. Actually, this is where a pipe angle would be really handy for shaping this to fit in here, because you could just slip it in the pipe angle and just pull it round. Yeah, I haven't really got anything to do that with. It's a bit thick to go through the English wheel to bend it. But yeah, pretty much I just have to just bend it and bash it and whatever. I'm just trying to think if there's anything actually around here that I can pull it around. Yeah, not sure. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, like a pipe angle would be really handy. That just force it round, and maybe have to give it a whack with a hammer or something like that. But I think I'll just put it in the vise and just keep bending it around. Just give it a bash and pull it out a bit more and give it a bash until it fits roughly that shape. That's about all I can do. I could heat it with the gas, I suppose, but I think it should just move enough by itself. And then hopefully you better clamp it into the body or something like that, you know, so it takes its final shape. But yeah, pipe angle would be really handy about now. But we'll work on that one. That's all to come in good time. Righty. So yeah, I've got this roughly bent up. It's going to be fun trying to drill a hole through there. We'll have to work that out. I might have to, I don't know, maybe once I work out exactly where it's going to end up, but it's somewhere around about here. So I push the drill through just to touch it. But I might have to sort of like drill it through square and then sort of pull it around until we get it sorted. Like, it's going to be welded up, so it's not going to be too much of a problem. But yeah, I've got this roughly roughed in, just quickly, you know what I mean? Like, it's not dead perfect, needs pulled in and a bit more shaping, but that's roughly what it's going to be. It'll be screwed to this timber, yeah, and then once I've got the rod through there and it's pulled in nice and tight and everything, yeah, we'll gusset it up a little bit, you know. It won't be huge, but it'll be just enough to take a little bit of the side load, and everything will help just take some of that side load, so it's not all on the timber, if you know what I mean. It will be, but it won't be. At least it'll be a bit more spread out, not just in that one spot. So anyway, it's about lunchtime. I'm going to head home, have something to eat, and then we'll carry on later on. Righty, so I got one of these brackets sort of half by sorted out over there. I've got the hole through it and some screws drilled in it. I've just finished drilling the hole through that one. It's actually a real bitch. I actually started on the bench, like sort of got it clamped in there, mark it for marker through the hole, because I can just get it in there, and then drill a hole through with a small drill and then the big drill, and then clamp it back up there and then actually run the big drill back through there, because it's not straight, if you know what I mean, just to try and open it up. So it's actually, so you can slip the bar through. So now I'm and drill some small holes in there and screw it to it, and then I will trim the excess off that I don't really need. I'm not worried about the bottom part of it, it's more just the top. Even though it's going to have timber up above there again, I just thought it'd, neaten it up. It probably doesn't really matter, but I just don't want it to interfere with anything I put on here too. Like if this is flush with here, at least it's not going to be in the road with anything that I sit on top here in the next couple of days. So yeah, just want to get this screwed in. And then what I was saying about with the bracing, I'm not 100% sure if I need to do it, because what happens, well, once we get the length sorted out for here, for the brackets, which I'll do shortly, hopefully, once I get this screwed in here, then I'll slip the clamp on here and we'll start piecing it together. What I'll do is I'll probably cut this off so it's a little bit long, maybe sort of 3/4 of an inch poking out here, and then hopefully we can weld it, get a fairly good weld in here. I might put a little bit of steel in here and possibly a little bit up here and a little bit down to here, but it possibly won't need it. It might be just better actually build up some decent weld around it and then sort of grind it off with a bit of a hump in it or something. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do exactly, but something like that. I actually thought maybe some little gussets back to sort of here, if you know what I mean, and maybe possibly one up to here and maybe one, like a little funny one down to here. I thought about doing that, but I might not need to, if you know what I mean. I think just with the angle it is, by the time you sort of build it up with weld, it's going to help hold. But yeah, so I'll get these holes drilled, get it screwed on here, and then I'll get the clamps on here and see if I can get all the rest of the stuff on here. And I'll drop this top back down, and then we'll work out a final position for getting all this to the right length and cutting the excess off that we don't need. And yeah, we'll come back. So once I've got all that done, I'll come back to this and show where I'm at. Righty. So I'm about to fold the top down and see if it get all this clamp placement right, so I can mark where I want to cut off the bar on the inside and weld it on and whatever. This is all just sort of all like loose here, but I guess that's about right. Righty. We'll quickly wander around. Obviously, need to make the right thing for here yet. So this is my, obviously the plate that's not finished in here, but it's in there. Obviously we need to just make sure these spacings are about right. It should naturally self-center. But yeah, like this will probably be cut off here and then obviously welded on there. So that shaft's actually part of that bracket, and hopefully should be able to undo the screws and take it out to get it out of the road. Again, when we're doing body work. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with those. Both those brackets have turned out pretty good. This, obviously they all need more finishing off, but pretty stoked with that, how that's come out. Really happy. Be nice to get the rest of it all finished. But yeah, one step at a time. But yeah, like I think just even some normal, just hopefully some 6 more normal rod bent in around here with a bit of a hoop in it, and then if we have to heat treat it a little bit, but I think if this wire can stand up to it, hopefully a bit of 6 more rod when we get it right. I'll have to probably open this up to get these on and off, because I don't really, it's sort of one of those bits we probably really can't do right until near the end. It's a bit of a pain. It's sort of one of those funny pieces. Once it's made, it's permanently attached to this piece. You don't really want to attach that piece until we've really got everything finished, especially on that half of it anyway. And then it's all riveted together, so like once it's complete, it's complete. It doesn't come apart again, if you know what I mean. So that's cool. I'm pretty happy with that. That's, you know, another piece. I wouldn't say finished, but it's, yeah, completed to this point. So that's cool. Yeah, that was good. That does look good. I actually thought it might have sat a little bit higher than that, but I'll have to double check with the photos I've got and bits and pieces just to see how, if that is sitting fairly good to what the real thing is, or the original thing is, but I'm pretty happy with how it sits. It's not sitting and looking queer or anything. And obviously once we get these other final pieces made out of the proper tube, which hopefully be in the next day or two between doing some of these other jobs, so we get some tubes, so we better finally actually get these bits finished. A lot of the finishing work we'll do later on, you know, in between doing body work and bits and pieces and waiting for stuff and all that sort of thing. So, but yeah, it's good to get sort of this far, if you know what I mean. A lot of finishing, but actually building and making things work is half the battle. You know, the finishing work can come along a wee bit later on when we're happy with how it's made. So it's cool, awesome. Well, it has been warm here, but it's not today. Morning guys, how you going? So I just thought it's what is it? I don't know, Wednesday morning, whatever it is. We had a real cold snap come through. It's bloody got cold again. It was quite nice there for a couple of weeks, but we've had this real shitty cold snap come through. But anyway, I just want to give a shout out to a really, just basically a brand new channel. It's C.A.R Kustoms Garage in Tasmania. It was actually a guy I used to talk to a bit when I was over there through some of the car groups. Unfortunately, we actually get to meet the guy, but it was one of those guys, you know, sort of that I talked to quite a bit through the different Facebook groups and bits and pieces. You know, it was always one of those people that if we got the opportunity to meet up, we were going to try and do that, but it just never quite got there. But he's been doing videos and posting them up on Facebook for a while, might be a year or more. I've been saying to him, get them up on YouTube. You know, I'll give you a good push and all that sort of stuff, because he's doing some really, really good work. Like beautiful work, to be honest. But yeah, at the moment he's got an early mid-60s Holden. I think it's an EH Holden. I think that is the model, like 64 or somewhere around about there. But he's done lots of videos of different bits and pieces he's been working on over the last, 12 months or more. So hopefully he might put some of those older videos up as well. I'm not 100% sure whether he's still with that footage or not. But one of the first cars I seen him do, he sort of mainly showed photos of it before he started sort of doing videos, but I'm not exactly sure the car, but it was a four-door, like 30s or 40s English car, might even be later than that. They were sort of, they could sort of keep that sort of 30s, 40s styling for quite a long time. But it was one of those real ugly ducklings that nobody really wanted. And he got a hold of one that was quite clean, and turned it into this beautiful two-door, sleek, low-down custom. I'm not sure if he's got it 100% finished, but it's like from what it was to what it is now, like just night and day. Like you wouldn't think it was the same car. Like it is really like a radical change. Beautiful job he did on it. Like just he cut the whole car up, like it was in pieces, like the whole friggin' thing. Not just roof top and all that sort of stuff. He literally cut the car to pieces and joined it back together and refabricated like the whole bloody thing. Like beautiful job. Like you wouldn't think it was the same car. Like it's got similar body lines in places, but yeah, you would think it was a special that these guys built. That was modelled off that car, not the same car. Like it is a really nice car. So worth going home and have a look. Ben's his name. So yeah, C.A.R Custom Garage. I'll post the link up and whatever, and I might throw a few other photos up and bits and pieces if I can find them. But yeah, definitely worth going to have a look. And also, he's about, you see on one of the videos he's just put up on YouTube, he's just got a cam and lifters and valve springs and bits and pieces for a Chrysler 6-cylinder Hemi. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, like being from the States and all that stuff, I know a few of you have probably heard of them, but yeah, he's just got a cam and lifter package and bits and pieces and everything for a motor he must be doing up for one of his Valiants that he's got, or Mopars that he's got. So it'd be interesting for you guys to go have a look and see what that's all about. So yeah, definitely worth a watch. He's a really good fabricator. He does a lot of rust repair stuff. That's pretty much what he's doing all the time. I think he's done a few paint jobs and bits and pieces, but yeah, he's done quite a few cars in recent times, gone through them and cut all the rot out of them and like just replaced floors and made sections. A huge amount of work. Like fixed cars, you know, that a lot of people wouldn't fix, if you know what I mean. So he's really quite a clever guy. So definitely worth going and have a sub and just watch what keeps coming. So yeah, alright guys, I'll carry on here, get some more of this freaking ragtop stuff sorted, and I'll come back to you when I've got some done. Right, so I think I've got this about even now. The space from the edge of the body back to this bracket, and holding it against the bolt that's at the front of the bracket, so I get it consistent from side to side. I think I've got it pretty much dead even now. So what I'm going to do, so I might come in here with the grinder and just give this edge a little clean up. Yeah, I probably should actually clean them up a bit better before I freaking put them there. Anyway, yeah, I'll give this a clean up and then burn it in a good spot weld, and then I can take it off and try and clean up it a bit more, and I'll put the top back up and take all this crap off. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I did think about gusseting in it, but I think with a big fat welding around it, and then obviously welded on the backside, yeah, I think I was worrying a bit much. I think that should be okay. I might just ask my brother from another mother whether he really reckon he would gusset that or not. But yeah, I'm starting to have second thoughts, because then I can get grounded off nice and cleanly, and I'll tidy it up so it looks half decent. But that's a pretty good friggin' hot fat weld on there, 2 or 3, a couple of 3 good layers thick, and gone back over it where it needed to be. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. It's spread it out fairly far. Anyway, I'll come back to you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was overthinking it. By the time I freaking did a nice wee weld around there, and then did a nice big huge fat weld over top and really burned it. And I don't think that's going anywhere with the weld that's on the back as well. Well, focus, Jimmy, focus. So yeah, I think that'll be fine. I was going to gusset it, but I don't know. I do think it's a waste of time. Like, I can't gusset it through the back, down through the body, but I'll have to give that a quick grind up so it's not got so much weld there. And I might have to just take a little bit of material out of the wood just so that slips back through. But yeah, I think by the time I just grind that down, a bit further than what that is and just clean it up, I don't think it's going anywhere with a big huge fat wad on it like that. Might put a little bit more on this one maybe. But yeah, I think I was overthinking it a little. Anyway, I'll get these cleaned up, get them back in the car, and yeah, we'll go from there. Righty, so I got them back on there. So now the next piece I'm going to do is grind the excess metal off the top. I'm not really worried about what's underneath. I might clean it up a little bit. And same on that side. I've used some big, like heavy duty, like roofing screws that would screw through iron into timber to hold these on in the end. So yeah, that should be better than those other funny little things. Again, you're never going to see them, so yeah, it is what it is. So got that sorted. So yeah, now I'll clean up the excess off the top and start working out this timber stuff for on top of here, which is going to be fun. Yeah, I actually wonder if I should have a go at steaming some timber and maybe steam the crap out of it and pull it round and like screw it down, because somebody told me it's pretty actually easy to do. All you need is a big hunk of alkathene or drain pipe that you can run some steam up into and cap the end of. Well, I've actually got a big hunk of big hunk of freaking drain there, a huge big piece of drain that I can throw some timber in and yeah, and steam some water from underneath, and let it steam up through there and cap it off obviously at that end and let the steam go up through and soften the wood. There's like a couple or three bits in there. That small piece will be too small, but that big hunk should be perfect. I'll have a quick measure, see how long it is, and see if I can have a go at that, because that's probably the way I probably should have really done those bows, but you know, it's a learning process. This is stuff I've never done before, and if you don't try, you never know, do you? So yeah, I think, because all I can do is I can cut a piece of wood that's about that width, a reasonable height, and if we can get it to steam and then pull around and screw down and clamp onto here, a few clamps, and I can run a few screws into it, down into this, and pull it around. If it's steamed and obviously nice and, well, hopefully it will conform to what we want it to, if we can get it to pull around there and clamp it down and leave it for a couple of days until it dries out, and hopefully it holds its shape. I'm not 100% sure on how that works. I can make a couple of phone calls, because like I said, I do have a mate that's in the woodworking industry, makes a lot of kitchens and furniture and stuff, so I could run it past him a little bit. I just don't know whether I need to glue it down or whether I need to whether if I can just clamp it and screw it, whether it will hold its shape when until we put it there permanently, if you know what I mean. I don't know, like if I let the clamps go once it's been sitting there for a few days and it's dried out, will it actually hold its shape? Because I just thought it might be an easy way to get it to mould to this shape, and then we can obviously trim it and whatever afterwards. I don't know, I just wonder if it's worth a shot. Yeah, because it's got so many different planes and whatever, and then I can trim it down to whatever suits our needs, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and whatever we think about that, and maybe make a couple of phone calls, and yeah, we'll come back to you, but yeah, I'll grind this stuff off as well. Alrighty, so I've got this piece of PVC, big huge piece of PVC drain pipe. I've taped the end of it up with a plastic bag, so hopefully the steam won't get out of it. I'm not sure how long the pieces are in it, but they're fair length. They go a fair way up, but I'm not exactly sure if they go right to the top. But they're just sitting on piece of rod at the bottom. Got a pot there boiling on one of those little camp stoves. I'll just keep topping it up with water as it needs it. I watched a couple of videos. Apparently it probably needs maybe an hour or two. I'm just sitting here steaming, so hopefully this works. Apparently you only get about sort of 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops type thing to get it to work. So hopefully I can get enough time to at least clamp one piece of wood on here and get it round and everything like that, and try and clamp it on here. So I'll get all the clamps ready and set up, and I'll carry on doing some other bits and pieces for a while. But I'll have to keep an eye on the water too, so hopefully I can get it on here, clamp it, maybe jam a couple of screws through it and try and pull it round here. I'm not sure whether this is going to work or not, or whether we have to do something a bit more substantial, but I sort of need to do it on here because it's got to follow this shape, which is kind of awkward, but I'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, well, we can re-steam the wood and try something else, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of what we can do. It's going to be a matter of trial and error. See if we can get it in one piece, just because of the crazy shape that's going to run around. See if we get it clamped down on there and get it to hold, and then just leave it there, and then, yeah, we'll trim it down afterwards, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. So we'll keep steaming our wood and see what all happens here. I think it should work all right. I'll just have to keep putting a wee bit of water in there every now and again. Got plenty here, so as long as it doesn't leak all over the floor, we should be right. Anyway, we'll catch you later on. Right, yeah, that I haven't got a decent enough heat source for that. Unfortunately, if I had like one of the little proper barbecue burners, which could actually hook onto a proper like 9 kilo bottle, or whatever the equivalent is over in the States, one of those, instead of the little things, because they just, after about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they start almost icing up, and the gas stops and the water stops boiling, and yeah, it's not ideal, unfortunately. I think it would work, but it's because I pulled the wood out after about an hour and 20 minutes. They said for every inch of wood it takes about an hour, inch in thickness, it takes about an hour. So that's about a bit over an inch thick, and it's about, not quite 3 inches wide, so I don't know how that works, whether I need to leave that in there for 3 hours, but yeah, the wood was starting to, I'd say, soften, but I need something that's more reliable to do it with. And then I think I probably need to, I watched a couple of videos. This one guy basically got a big, like a bucket, like a 20 litre bucket, I think it was, like pail, like probably maybe grease or something had come in, and basically he was boiling water in that, and the lid he clamped back on, put a hose on it, and piped it into the big PVC pipe, which would be a better idea, because then you're not having any steam loss around it. Yeah, so I just have to think about how I'm going to do this, because I need some way of pulling that round in that. Like, I thought if that got really nice and soft, which it should do when you steam it, and then we can pull it around and clamp it into place and just leave it there. I've screwed a couple bits of timber, a few bits of timber in around the inside of the body on the wood, thinking that if it was working, that I'd sort of clamp it, use a few of those clamps and try and pull it around. But I don't know if it's going to work this way. We've had a lot of screwing around trying to get a proper half-by decent steam box made up, or finding something to make it out of, if you know what I mean, or to get a better system working. and I need a decent heat source. Yeah, I used to have a one of those little square burners that you could put on. One of those that I could have put a steel bucket on and done something similar, but yeah, I thought the pot underneath it, one of those little burners, might have been right, but they just, after about 15 minutes, they give up burning hot enough. I don't know why. Just stupid things like be pain in the ass actually if you're out camping and want to boil some water or something, or cook some food. After 10-15 minutes, you'll be looking for another one to put on there and let that one defrost again. Pain in the ass. So that's a bit of a failure. The idea's there, but it's a bit of a failure. It's a pain in the ass. I was hoping to get that sort of done today. Sort of want to be able to got onto that. So yeah. How else could I do this? I could do the same way as I did the bows, but it's freaking messy, and I don't really want to be clamping and gluing and stuff up there. Like, even though it is going to be permanently up there, I sort of don't really want to clamp and glue something and everything up there, and then you've got to do a lot of shaping and you can't take it off. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get it up there, get it holding, clamp it down there, let it cure, and then take it off and hopefully shave it down. Or could have done it up there, I suppose, but yeah, it just wasn't ideally working, which is a pain. Really nice, just a bit of pull, a decent strip of timber around there. Alright, I'll come back to you. Might have to have a bit of think about this steam box, because I think that's probably about the only way to do it nicely, if you know what I mean. The bows weren't too bad because I could set up a jig on the beach and muck around with it and get it done, but yeah, alright, come back to you. Yeah, it's the sort of bucket I was talking about, something like that, if you know what I mean. Like, that's what the other guy that I've seen do, play around with a bit of stuff. He was doing it like that. He just had a burner underneath and a bucket like that, and then had a lid on it with a hose, with a pipe coming off it, if you know what I mean. So he could just fill it up full of water and boil it, which would have been perfect, but yeah, just. And somebody said, oh, you just get a big PVC tube and just boil a pot of water underneath it. Well, yeah, that would work if I could get a decent freaking heat source. But anyway. Oh, this is one other thing too we've got earlier. I got some tube to do the last bits of the top, and we sort of get a bit more organised for that. And just got a length of 6mm steel rod to basically to make those little bits for the for the locks. But it was, if it was like a few dollars for a length, so I just bought a length. Like I think it was like $7 for a 6 metre length, whatever that works out in feet. But yeah, there's 3 lengths there, you know, taller than me, sort of type crap, wherever, you know what I mean. So plenty there to play with. So that's something else that we got earlier. So a few other things we can carry on with, but yeah, I might, since it's near the end of the day, I was going to spend a sort of an hour bugging around with this, or, you know, sort of half an hour pissing around with this if I could get it hot enough, but it just wasn't working. So I might go do some other things at home, I think. Organise a few other things I need to organise, family stuff, so I'll see tomorrow. I think I just, yeah, see if I can come up with a plan overnight maybe to have another go at that.